All right, let us get into calculating the resistance in a system. So last time we talked about resistors and the pretty colors and figuring out what those colors mean. Now, once we're actually deploying those things and using them, how do we figure out how much resistance is actually happening? So the first thing to say is it depends on if it's in a series or a parallel circuit, right? So if they're linked up one after the other, that's a series. And now it's compared to the other way, it's much easier to figure out the resistance there. We just add it up. If you've got 100, 100, 100, it all adds up to 300. We probably did 4 ohm speaker stuff, right? So 4 ohm speakers, 16 ohms. Okay, good. In a series, you're going to you're going to connect them from the negative to the positive, from the negative to the positive, negative to the positive, or the positive to the negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. A parallel circuit works a little bit different. Now, the positive goes to the next positive, goes to the next positive. Comes around the other way, negative to negative to negative. And it creates different paths for the electrons to move through. Instead of having to go over each one, basically, if it's a DC, so each electron has to decide which path it's going to go through, and it has its choice. A series parallel system has a combination of those two things, right? So we probably talked about that amplifier right there, that it has 4 speakers inside of it. They're each 4 ohms each. It's not a 16 ohm. It's not down to 2 ohms. It remains at 4 ohms because 2 of them are in series with each other, and then those 2 series are put into parallel with each other. There we go. Good. Now, the tough part, and it's probably even hard to read in what's happening in the quiz, especially if you don't remember much of physics or how you write out these equations. So I promised you not much math, but there aren't that many formulas either. But this is the one where it's the 1 over R total. The whole resistance is if you divide that as the numerator, it's going to equal, again, the inverse of the first resistor plus the second plus the third plus the fourth. So with those 4 ohm speakers, right, 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4, a quarter plus a quarter plus a quarter plus a quarter equals 1. That's the total. Okay, good. All right. Thank you very much, and save your quarters.